I don't know about you, but I love a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my grandma's famous recipe. For this recipe, you'll need a mixture of dry ingredients and wet ones. For the dry ones, you're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 1/4 cups of brown sugar, a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda, and chocolate chips to your liking. As for wet, you will need 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 1 tablespoon of real vanilla, and 3/4 cups of shortening. Excuse me. And so first we're going to be starting off by adding in our brown sugar. So you're going to pour that in there. And as you're putting in your brown sugar, you're going to get it all in there. Sorry about that. And then we're going to add our shortening. And for this, you want to mix it on low. You're going to want to slowly mix it in there. And while you're mixing it, you'd like to mix it on low so that it takes its time when it gets to like a creamy consistency, and that should take around like 30 seconds or so. We're going to slowly bump that up just for time. And so as you can see, it's slowly starting to get the consistency that you want, maybe like 10 more seconds or so. And this is essential to having grandma's famous cookies, by the way. So we are done with that. We're going to stop that. We're going to add in our milk. Okay, there's our milk. And we are going to measure out 1 tablespoon of real vanilla. Oh, I got that. Okay, now we're going to mix that on low until it's well blended. And Okay. Now that that's blended, we're going to add in our egg. And we are going to mix this until you no longer see the yellow yolk of the egg, until it's kind of like almost has that dough consistency to it. Okay, that should be good right there. And now we are slowly going to add in our flour, salt, and baking soda. We're going to turn that on, look, stir. And you want to slowly add this in so that you don't make a giant mess and send flour flying everywhere. Because, you know, let's be honest here, who likes cleaning up anything? So, I'm just going to slowly mix this in here until you no longer see it and it's all blended into one. As you can see, it's coming out pretty nicely. Okay, so we're just going to dump the rest of this in. And we're going to turn it up a little bit so that gets rid of the little mixes it faster. Alright, and that should be good. Now we're going to stop it and we're going to add in our chocolate chips. And for grandma's special recipe, like a lot of chocolate chips, we like big ones, so we're going to add these in here. We're going to slowly mix everything in. Okay, and we're going to add the rest of them in. Mix that in until it's well blended. Okay. Now that we have that, we're going to take this out. And we need to scoop everything off. So we're going to scoop it off with a spoon. And for grandma's recipe, when you want to get this on the baking tray, it's a lot easier to use 2 spoons because you have a more accurate size or portion for your cookie. And it just makes it a lot easier so you don't get your hands really sticky. And so that's what we're going to do now. And so now that we've got it out of there, we're going to get a nice spoonful of dough. And we are going to use the other spoon to scoop it apart. And you want to set these about 2 to 3 inches apart. You don't want to have them too big. Okay. And then after we finish doing this, we will put them in the oven that is preheated to 375 degrees, and you will let them sit or bake for 11 to 13 minutes. Okay, so here's a pre-made batch that we made earlier. This is what they will turn out like, except for they won't have M&Ms in them. That's not grandma's recipe. This is grandma's recipe. Just chocolate chips. And just stop it. Now that we're ready to put these in the oven, we're gonna set these in here for 11 to 13 minutes. And when they come out, we will have fresh baked goodness.